Stop thinking so much. Remember that all things work out for good and will fall into place at a good time. As far as you're still breathing, you can be happy and rest assured that there's nothing that's not achievable. However, you must learn to live life one day and one step at a time. Let God do His job over your life. If you see things in a different type of light, then you'll be able to let go of those matters to God and watch Him work all of them out eventually in the end. I don't know if you're in a very tight place in your life right now. Maybe you're single, without a job, or sick. Perhaps you just lost someone you love. Irrespective of whatever may be going on, you'll find yourself eventually and everything will fall into place. Remember that everything works together for good for those that love God, meaning that even your mistakes are something that God is using to mold a beautiful piece of art. You will watch everything fall into place for you. God is very committed to your case. He won't leave you halfway or without help. Life is full of so much uncertainty. We're usually at several crossroads wondering if we're making the right or wrong decisions for our lives. While we're yet to start sailing into the uncertain paths of our lives again, we once again wonder what is ahead of us and what life has in store for us. It's much better to cast our cares on God because, in honesty, irrespective of the decision you made, it takes a lot of faith to be sure that you're making the right decision, and so it's much better to trust God totally, so that you have less worry, and you can start looking out to a life full of great things instead of great worry. Stop worrying so much. Anxiety and stress aren't so good for the body or the mind. Stop worrying so much. God makes a perfect way, and He designs everything to work out beautifully in its time and place. You'll watch and see each thing in your life work out for you without you thinking so much about it. Just relax and bask in God's love and His ability to give you unending opportunities when He needs to. If you miss the first chance, God will give you the next step. Stop being so worried about life. If you feel like you've wasted your day and didn't make lunch in time, then go ahead and make it instead of complaining or thinking, because eventually, everything would still be ready. If you make a mistake, you would correct it, and if you can't, next time you wouldn't make the same mistake. Let go of these worries, and don't let miseries or pain be your bed rest. Everything will fall into place. I know it can be very hard to make decisions. If you're indecisive, it makes it worse, because you'll keep pondering on your choices. Thus, it's best to let go of these struggles and situations into God's hands. Learn to accept the calming and soothing presence of the Spirit in these times when things seem to be shattered. Firstly, you must find joy in the present things. Think of the amazing person you met, the beautiful places you get to see, and more before the bad experience happened. Put them in your mind so that they help you remember all the reasons to be happy. Stop worrying over every little detail of your life and start having faith in making the right choices and believing that things would be okay. The present hard situation in your life will also pass as all others have passed. Keep your positive attitude alive. While not being in control of several things can be very hard for us, you must know that you'll surely get through it and that everything will be fine. Romans 8 verse 28 says, "We are assured and know that God, being a partner in their labor, all things work together and are fitting into a plan for good to and for those who love God and are called according to His design and purpose." As a Christian, when the challenges come, because they will come, you ought to have a different way of responding. You can declare boldly that all things are working together for your good. In the verse above, we see that God is your partner, and because of this, we can know that every life challenge and situation can be turned into victory. It means that everything is working for your good. God is ensuring that every detail will fall into place. Just have faith and watch God do the things He has in mind for you. God is a master in turning things around. He turned water into wine, captivity into freedom, sorrow into joy, mourning and dancing, and so you can be sure that you will see things fall into place one after the other. After all, every child of God has overcome the world. For our faith is the victorious power that triumphs over the world. Because He's a partner with you and because He is for you, He can take whatsoever happens to you and use it to work out a marvelous plan. A plan that is beyond our wildest and best imagination. Something that is more than you can ask, think, or imagine. He will shape out a beautiful plan because you're His workmanship and He's working actively on you. He will make all things fall into place in your life. You will watch and see everything falling into place, and everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay yet, it's because it's not yet the end. Stop over-worrying. Worrying too much could be stopping you from taking in your life's purpose. Rather than worrying, take steps forward and let God guide you. You must realize that things will not go on perfectly the way you want them. However, you have a partner in God who will help you to design your paths into eventual perfection. No matter how much you plan out your future perfectly, you cannot always control the outcome. You have only a little control over things in your life, not so much. So worrying will do nothing. Instead of worrying, get up and do something in faith and watch God arrange things out for you and watch how things would fall into place. You will watch all things fall into place. God is a perfecter of all things in your life. Remember that He will ensure that even in the tiniest details of your life, it will work out together for your good. You will watch things fall into place in your life. Stop worrying too much. Instead, put your trust in God and you'll see all things fall into place. Hours of your worry will do nothing to help you. It'll only add to your anxiety and stress. Don't fall into the trap of saying, "By now, I should be doing this," or "By now, I should have this or that."